Look at how adorable she is. She's so cute. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be clearing out my TBR. My TBR is insane. It is over 300 books. Yeah, I guess I'm screen sharing so I could actually like look at how many books I have on my TBR. 381. That is so many books. Being realistic here, I will probably not read all of these. There are certainly books that have been on here for a long time that I might just not be interested in anymore. Or there's like ones on here that somebody recommended to me and I said I'd read it and I just never have. Tastes change. I need to be realistic and officially cull this baby because so many books. So many books. First off, a little comment. I recently officially transitioned to using Storygraph, which is a independently owned book social media. Not only that, but Storygraph is a lot more customizable for the user. You can actually mark books as did not finish. You can mark them as owned. You can give quarter, half-star ratings. There are a lot more filter abilities in this when it comes to your read or to read list. You can break it down by what kind of mood are you in? What sort of pace do you want in a book? You can go by genre, page count, a lot more stuff that Goodreads just does not allow for. Their search engine isn't total crap. You can actually find books more easily. So yeah, if you're interested in following me on Storygraph, I'll put a link to my profile in the description down below. Let's be friends. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna start out by specifically looking at YA books, and that's because I have slowly started to transition towards more adult reads. Not in terms of like fantasy, I still mostly stick to YA fantasy, but I have come to realize that I definitely can't really read YA contemporaries anymore. I can't identify with the characters. Oftentimes I just think all of their problems seem so stupid and insignificant. If it's hard-hitting, that's a little different. I can, you know, push through for that, and usually hard-hitting YAs are more appealing to me. Let's go through. I think I've actually gotten rid of a lot of them as is, but I don't know. Okay, so first up, this would be impossible, but I recently actually found it in a little free library. Clap When You Land is a book that is written in prose, and personally, I am not a poetry person. We don't work together. Like, I can't do poetry. But like I said, I recently found this in a little free library, and I think that might be the defining thing that will get me to read this book, is that I got a hardback copy of it for free. Okay, we're getting controversial very quickly. I have officially come to the decision that I don't think I'm going to continue in the Grishaverse. So I am going to, just remove that. I'm sorry to all of my friends who love the Grishaverse. Something else you might pick up on is I have so many books on here that are like the first in a series. So many. It's kind of problematic. I really need to go through and order and see like how many of these am I actually gonna read. A bunch of these haven't even come out yet apparently. A Study in Charlotte. I don't remember what this is. The teen descendants of Sherlock Holmes and John Watson. Okay, yeah, that's staying on there. I'll get to that eventually. YA mysteries more likely. Slayer by Kirsten White. I don't remember how this got added on here. Set in a world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh, okay. So it's a book within the Buffyverse. Oh, that's interesting actually. I don't remember adding this. I think I'm gonna leave it here for now. I might come back to that. Oh god, DC icons. I have issues with the DC icons as someone who is already well versed in the comics. I think the DC icon series is a great way to start an interest in comics, but like if you know all of the stories, it might do to you what it did to me, which is just annoy me at how much they butcher the original character's storyline. Especially since this is Black Canary. Like, she's one of my favorites. Part of me wants to take this one off just because I really didn't care for this book when I started it. There's so much going on and it's so hard for my brain to like bounce back and forth between 9 characters, but part of me also really wants to love this series. So I guess I'll leave it on there for now. I don't remember what this is. The Book of Lost Things. Violently propelled into an imaginary land. Actually, this sounds pretty cool. Okay, I'll keep it. Those Who Pray by Jennifer Moffat. I don't know what this one is. Sadie meets the girls in this riveting debut psychological thriller about a lonely college freshman seduced into joining a cult. Never mind keeping that. Gotta stay with that. Strange the Dreamer. This is one that like I either hear tons of good things about it or I hear tons of bad things about it. And like, I don't care about Laini Taylor's stuff all that much, but like FOMO, right? FOMO. Honestly, I could probably knock this off. It's not that engaging to me. Love is a Revolution. This looks like fiction, contemporary, romance, young adult. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother reading it. I'm just gonna remove it because, like I said, YA contemporaries, particularly like just focus on romance, we don't mix anymore. Just can't do it. All of these still look really good. All-American Muslim Girl. I don't remember what this is about. Oh, okay. This seems like it could probably be a hard heading. We'll stick with that one. Ooh, okay. Knockout. Contemporary romance YA. If 17-year-old Kareen Thakkar is going to alienate herself from the entire Indian community, she might as well do it gloriously. Wow, okay, I actually really like that starting line. Okay, like, this actually sounds like something I would really enjoy, but the fact that it's a YA romance, I don't know if I'd really end up liking it in the end. If this was adult, I would be all over this. This sounds really good, actually. I'll leave it on there for now. Okay, so this one, They Wish They Were Us. I have actually been very intrigued by it. Boarding school, dark academia, YA thriller. Usually something I would be all over, but I've heard pretty much nothing but bad things about this from people whose opinions I really trust. So I think I'm gonna mark this one off. I think Lady Jane and Haley Hughes saved me from taking that bullet. More stuff I want to read. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. Contemporary romance YA. Again. Maya Rieman's having the worst Ramadan ever. Her best friend is too busy to hang out. Her summer trip is canceled and now her parents are separating. Ooh, dang. Why her mother thinks the solution to her problems is political canvassing is beyond her. Yeah, why? How would that help your life? I think I can remove this one. Okay, YA contemporary, Your Welcome Universe by Whitney Gardner. When Julia finds a slur about her best friend scrawled across the back of the Kingston School for the Deaf, she covers it up with beautiful, albeit illegal, graffiti mural. I'm intrigued. I haven't seen a lot of deaf representation in books. Seafire by Natalie C. Parker. This is another one, like, I'm pretty sure I've only heard negative stuff about, but I think it's pirates. Pirate books. Sounds so cool. An all-female crew of pirates ready for revenge. I think I'm gonna keep it for the time being because I am very intrigued about that. Every Last Word. Oh, poetry. I don't think I realized this was poetry. I'm fairly certain I added this to my TBR because of the OCD representation, which not something I'd seen a lot of, but poetry, YA, and I definitely saw some stuff in there talking about like romance and like, I think we're gonna pass on that one. Mayhem by Estelle Lore. I think I heard about this from Jess at Books Past Bedtime. YA feminist mashup inspired by The Lost Boys and The Craft. Never mind, literally reading that is enough for me to know I'm interested. Okay, The Revolution of Brady Randolph by Brandy Colbert. Perfect girl falling for boy with a troubled past. Sounds intriguing, but like it seems as though the main focus is going to be kind of the romance aspect, so I think I'm gonna nix that one too. Ugh, The Box in the Woods. Every time I remember that it's coming out, I get so excited all over again. Okay, The Friend Scheme. I've heard negative things about this one. The premise sounds so good. It's something I want. It seems like it's right out of fan fiction. This is supposed to be a love story meets thriller between the son of the police captain and the son of a mobster. That sounds so good. So good. One of my favorite kind of fan fictions is cop meets mobster couple. Yes, that's the good stuff right there. But I've heard such bad things about it, and I think Jess from Books Past Bedtime got an arc of this and she said it was just like not very well written at all. I also think, oh, it is a 2.78 average rating. That is not good. Maybe I should just do it. If you got any good fanfic recs that meet that criteria, please leave them down below because apparently I need more of that in my life since I can't get it in book form. Comics will break your heart. Okay. I'm fairly certain I really only added this because of the title. Sweet, funny, contemporary teen romance for the inner geek in all of us. This is hard because it's exactly the kind of stuff I've been knocking off of my list, but this is NerdyNatReads and it's talking about for inner geek. Yeah, I should probably nix it. No, yeah, I don't know when I'll get to it. I don't know if I would. Okay, This Is What It Feels Like by Rebecca Barrow. This is one I've been intrigued by because I think it's supposed to be very music focused and like looking at growing up and how like friendships change and that kind of stuff. This could be something that will really annoy me while I'm reading it, or I could love it. So, Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. Contemporary romance YA. Is it gonna get kicked off? Let's see. Okay, well, we got a time loop aspect. I do love a good time loop. I think I'm gonna nix this because it's like 464 pages for a YA contemporary romance. Like, that just seems very long. Okay, can we talk about how gorgeous this cover is though? The Queen's Assassin, this is beautiful. This is so cool looking also. I wanna read that. And standalone fantasy. Don't see enough of those. Oh, okay, Gotham High. This is one that I keep going back and forth on because again, same thing. Redoing a comic storyline with me, because I'm a purist. I want it to be as close to the original comic storyline as possible. This one clearly can't be because they are in high school. I probably would have loved that like 10 years ago. So I think I'm gonna remove it. The Oracle Code, kind of the same situation. Oh, and this one's even harder because it's Babs. What's the average rating? 3.94. Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna leave this for now. I'm just so intrigued. I always need more Barbara in my life, okay? Okay, Autobiography by Christina Lauren. This is another one of those where like I've heard really good things and I've heard really bad things. Paige at the PM Reader does not like this book and I trust her opinion a lot. YA romance, but it's queer, but I think it might have some hard-hitting aspects because I'm pretty sure it's set in Utah and one of the characters is Mormon. I think I'll keep it for now. Book Thief, yes, I haven't read that. Please don't attack me. It's on my list. I want to get to it. Daughter of the Pirate King. Again, pirates. I need more pirates. Three Dark Crowns. This is one that I'm hesitant about because I've heard it's very slow, but it's very world focused. And part of me is very intrigued by that. The other part of me is like, oh, that's gonna be a slog to get through. So that's when I keep going back and forth on whether I want to read it or not. So many fantasies, apparently. I must have gone on like a fantasy kick in this section of, oh, okay, Rainbow Rowell. This is one. She's kind of become a problematic author, and so I don't know if I want to read her stuff. This is a LGBT plus romance. I also know it's like basically Harry Potter fan fiction, so it's like doubly problematic right there. I also know so many people love it though. Like, they love the first book. The second book's way different, but I don't know if that's also like a connection with Fangirl, because I didn't really care for Fangirl, although I did really appreciate the fandom aspects of it. Maybe I'll leave it on there for now. Scythe, I gotta read this eventually. I promise I will. I said I was gonna take part in Noelle's read-along of that series, and I didn't. Eliza and Her Monsters. This is one also that I think could kind of fall in that like YA contemporary romance thing, but I'm fairly certain it has really good anxiety rep. Might stick with that for now. Carval, oh, this is one that I've gone back and forth about wanting to read because some people really love it and then some people are like, this is so mediocre, and I don't know which I would fall into because part of me is like, maybe it's the YA version of The Night Circus, and I love The Night Circus. Hard decisions here. I know The Giver is like the oldest book on my list. God, I don't know, 2009. I'll get to reading that eventually. Okay, let's go back to the top. So let's see how much I've kicked off so far. 11 books, 11 books. Look at us. Look, we're doing good. Let's go from earliest added. Maybe we'll see something. So, see, Giver, told you, oldest book on my list. Kingsman, I do want to read the graphic novel of it. I just don't know when I'll get to it. Somebody marked it as nonfiction. Is it? Okay, we're kind of seeing some repeats here and there. Vicious, I do want to eventually read that. Jane Steele, okay, so this is one that I think is a Jane Eyre retelling? A gothic retelling of Jane Eyre. I don't know if I would like this because what I know about Jane Eyre, I don't think I would like that book, and I don't really have any interest in reading that. Will I care about a retelling of it? Probably not. Gonna just have some slow Wi-Fi here. There we go. Okay. As I Lay Dying by William Faulkner. I don't see myself ever reading this. Okay, Trader's Kiss. This is another absolutely beautiful cover. Man, some of these are just gorgeous. Memoirs of Geisha. We're gonna remove that because apparently the author was not a great guy, spoke with a geisha to write this story, and he included a lot of personal stuff that she told him in there, which she specifically asked him not to. Ugh, Satanic Panic, Pop Culture Paranoia in the 1980s is something I want to read so bad, but I have no idea if I'm ever gonna be able to find this book. The Count of Monte Cristo. This is another one of those where it's like, I would like to read it because it seems intriguing, but it's a classic, so I don't know how engaged I would be with the writing. It's also over 1,000 pages, and I'm already scared of books that are like over 500. I think I should just do that so it's not sitting there staring at me, telling me how I'm never gonna read it. The Hunting a Hill House. Also gonna remove this one. I loved the TV show, and I think that's probably around the time when I added this to my list because I was really intrigued, but I know now that it's completely different. The Great God Pan, Carmilla, and Rappaccini's Daughter. You can tell this was right where I was reading The Extraordinary Adventures of the Athena Club because many of the characters in those books are based on characters from these books. Still wanna read, still wanna read, still wanna read. Definitely wanna read. I can't wait for you to come out. Wanna read, wanna read. Okay, here we go. Party of Two. This is the 5th book in the Wedding Date series by Jasmine Guillory. I didn't really care for her writing, and I have so many other romance books that I'm far more intrigued by, so I think I can deal with knocking that one off. No True Believers, and this is listed as children. It's listed as children, and then it says fans of the mystery Sadie. Children should not be reading that. Yeah, I think this is just a case of poor labeling because I don't think this is a kid's book. More stuff I want to read. Okay, The Magicians. This is... I don't remember adding this. I think this got turned into a TV show, and that might be why I added it. I am still kind of intrigued though. I guess we'll keep that one for now. Dear Evan Hansen. This is one that I go back and forth on because I have heard that like it adds some background to the musical, but I've also heard that that background isn't necessarily great. Also, Dear Evan Hansen as a musical messed me up and like had me crying for 20 minutes, but the musical's so good, so I think I'll still leave it there because I'm so intrigued to see more of Connor because like what we saw, I loved. Don't You Forget About Me, my Mahari McFarlane. I think my friend Kat read this and she said it wasn't that great. Either that or she was like, this is nothing like I thought it was going to be. It sounds like a romance. I'm not sure. That one I might come back to and see if I want to toss it out later. The Falling in Love montage. This is one that sounds really cute, but also a YA romance. It's just gay. Okay, actually no. After reading that, it sounds like a YA romance with a friends with benefits aspect, and that's not something I'm a big fan of in romance books, so let's toss that out. The Harpy by Megan Hunter. This is one I think Grace at GK Reads read it and she was disappointed by it. I am really intrigued by it though, and it's pretty short, so like part of me wants to leave it on there, but also part of me trusts her judgment and wants to just not. I might just toss it for now. More thrillers, some more romance. Okay, here we go. The Wives by Taryn Fisher. Haley and Jess hated this book, I'm fairly certain, so I trust their judgments. The Woman in the Window by AJ Fenn. He became super problematic. I heard he'd like lied about having cancer. That's really messed up, bro. Yeah, don't want to support that. Okay, I'm looking at Slayer again by Kirsten White. I think I'm gonna knock that one out just because like there's actual books set in the Buffyverse that I've tried to read in the past and I just couldn't get into, so like I don't know if I could get into one where it's not even focusing on the characters I actually enjoy, not being Buffy. Like her friends, great. Buffy, no. You can tell I had a romance kick right about here. Okay, this one, Elizabeth by J. Randy Tarbarelli. I'm fairly certain I added this right around the same time that I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I think I did that to like compare Evelyn to like Elizabeth Taylor, but looking back on it, I don't think I would ever read this. Plus it's nearly 700 pages. That's a very big nonfiction book. All of this stuff's fairly recently added, so it's probably still in the clear. Oh, I can knock this one off. I attempted to read this last month I think I got like 30 minutes into the audiobook and I was like, nope, not interested. This is not gonna be for me. Okay, I think that's officially it. That was the end of my TBR. So okay, in the end, we brought it down from 381 to 357. So like deleted around 30 books. That's great. All right, so if there are any books that I deleted off here and you think I really should give a chance, let me know in the comments down below. I'll consider re-adding it. As always, thank you so much for coming to my channel today, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Bye!